Hey everyone, in today's Excel for Beginners video, I want to show you how you can use formulas in Microsoft Excel and the basic principle for using certain formulas. So by the end of this video, you should be able to use Excel formulas to calculate average of selected item, multiply, count, use the count if, concatenate, and use the if statement and so many others. Please, I urge you to subscribe to this channel to show your support for this video. Here are the formulas we'll be working on in today's video, and we're going to be starting from the simplest one, that's the addition, then we'll progress to the subtraction. We're going to do this first four, and then we're going to use this first four to calculate all these ones. The values we get from this first four, what we're going to be using to do all this. So let us proceed. So let's assume that we have certain numbers in these two cells and we are told to add up these numbers. The very basic principle of using the formulas in Microsoft Excel is that we start by using the equality sign. So I'm going to type the equality sign here. Then I want to add the number in this cell B1 and this cell C1 together. So after writing my equal sign, I'll just click on this cell and then I'll click my plus sign and then I'll click on the second cell. That means I'm adding this to this. So when I hit enter, it's done. So let's do the same thing for subtraction. So I come over here and also start with my equality sign, and then I will, after that, my equality sign, cell B2, then minus C2, then I'll click enter. Same thing with multiplication. So I will also start with my equality sign and then I'll highlight the first one, B3, then I'll click the multiplication sign here and then C3, hit the equality sign. Then same thing applies to the divide. So in this cell, I will start with my equality sign, the first cell. Now I'll be using forward slash to divide. So I'll hit my forward slash divided by the cell C4. Then I'll hit enter, and that is the answer for this. Now we have these numbers here. So in this fifth one here, we are told to use the sum function. So what the sum function does is still the same thing that the addition does. Just that sum is easy to use when calculating a wide range of number. For instance, let's assume they told us to calculate, to add up everything that is here. We don't need to start writing B1 plus C1 plus D1 and all these things. So we're going to be using the sum function here to get the product of adding everything here. So I'll come over to this place and write my equality sign. Then I'll write sum. So when I write sum, I open a bracket. Then I will select, I'll use this and highlight all the cells I want to sum up together, and then close the bracket. Now, as you can see, it highlighted cells from cell B1 through cell D4. All right. So when I hit enter now, it will add up everything and give me this value. Okay. So now this next formula mean is used to calculate the minimum value of a selected range of number. All right. So let's assume in this group of number, we are told to find the minimum value in this place. All right. Let's assume it's a wide number that we don't have time to start looking around. We can just use the main function to look for it. So here we also start by writing our equality sign, equality main. Then I will open my bracket. So I will start by writing the equality sign main, and then open my bracket. Then I will select this range of number. I'm selecting everything here, and then when I hit enter, it will give me the minimum number, and as you can see, the minimum number here is 3.61. All right, so let's assume there is no this number. Let's assume, let me just change it now, and let me just write something else, like let's assume this is 6776, and if I hit enter now, you will see that 21 now is the minimum number in this place. All right, but I'm going to undo this so that everything will remain the way it is. Then max is used to get the maximum number in a particular set of value. All right, so it's opposite of min. This one checks for the highest number. As you can see, this is the highest number here, so anything I should be calculating now must return this. So the syntax is the same thing. I'll start by writing the equality sign, max, open my bracket, then I'll select this range of number, and then I'll close my bracket, and then I'll hit enter. You see that the largest number in this place is 2007.619. all right, now count is used to count the total number of cells that have numbers in it. All right, so let's assume that we want to check the total number of cells that we typed in numbers. All right, if you check here, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So if I should do count function now, it should return 15 as the total number of cell that has numbers in it. So let's try this. Equal to count, equal to count, and open my parentheses. Then I'm going to select this range of number. Then when I close it and hit enter, it will show me 15. So 15 cells have uh numbers in them. All right, number. Now the difference between count and count A is that count A is used to check the total number of cells that have uh, uh, it's used to check the total number of cells that have input in them, whether it is a number or any other thing. All right, so let me use count A. Okay, before I do that, let me quickly write something here. Let me just write my name, Peter. Then I'm coming here to write James. All right, so if I use the count function now, count function will ignore these two names because count only takes note of number and not other way around. Why count A takes care of both number and every other thing. Count A just take care of every total number of cells that has a value in it. Why count takes care of cells that have only numbers in it. So let's repeat this count now. So let's assume we're repeating this count, and then I select everything here, including Peter and James now. It will still return 15 because it's only interested in counting numbers. So it's 15, all right? So let's do the count A now to see the difference. So for count A, I'll still write my equal sign and then count A. Then I will open my brackets and then I'll select everything again. So I should be having like 17 values now. So this is 17 because count A included both letters and numbers. All right, now average is used to check the average of a particular set of numbers. So let's assume that I have some people's salary in this order. Now let's assume that these are salaries of some staffs in one particular company. All right, and we're told to calculate the average salary that is being paid to these staffs per month. All right, so to calculate the average, we still do the same thing by writing the equality sign, equality average. Then I'll open the brackets and then I will now select all the numbers that I want to get the average. Then I'll just click to close this and then hit enter. So when I hit enter, this is going to show me the average of all the selected cells. All right, so each of these people on average receive a salary of $694,000. Okay, so each of these people receive the average of this salary. So remember that average means adding this, and this, and then dividing it by total number of cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is what we just did here. Now, concatenate is used to join words together. All right, join words together or numbers together. So let's assume that we have a name here, Jude and Philip. And we are told to, let's assume that we were filling a form and this one is first name and second name, and we're told to write the full name in one box. This is where concatenation have to play. So what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be joining Jude and Philip in one box. All right, that's just the meaning of concatenation. So concatenation is all about merging the content of two or more cells together in one particular cell. So for us to do the concatenation, we'll just have to come over to this place. This is where we want the answer. Then we'll go to this formula bar and just type concat. So when I type concat, I'll just click on it. Now, this is the first text. What do I want in the first text? I'll just click on this one. This is what I should be in the first text. So if I come to the second text, what do I want to be in the second text? Philip. So now, if you look at this place now, you see that this thing came out together as Jude Philip without spacing, all right? So I'm not going to be doing it like this. Instead, I'll clean this up and add a third argument, all right? So this second one now will be empty, all right? Like empty string. What I mean by string is just quotation, all right? So within this quotation, I'll just put space. So that will be the space between Jude and Philip. So the third one now will be Philip. So as you can see, it's well aligned. And then when I click on insert, it will just appear here as Jude Philip. That is concatenation. Now, if statement is needed when we have to calculate something based on a particular condition, or we want to render something based on a particular given condition. If statement is when you want to render something or calculate something based on a particular given condition. All right. So let's assume that in this cell we have a name OB, and the next one Ada. And then we are told to check if this one is, if cell F13 is really OB and G13 is really Ada, and we have to do this here. So what we're doing here is if F13 is equal to OB, we should say he is a boy. Else, we should say not a boy. Alright, so I'll close the bracket and then I'll hit enter. Now he is a boy. This cell is OB and then he is a boy. So let's assume we change this to Ada, not a boy. If you change this to any other value, like even man, still not a boy until you change it back to OB. Then OB is a boy. That's just it. So that is using if statements to render something conditionally. All right.